Doot 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 boot boom 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 boom. Okay, that's enough of that. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another session of How to Art with me, Johnston Blackhorse, the one and only. Um, and in this session today, we'll continue our hands tutorial. Now, in the first one, we did the back of the hand, and then the one after that, we did the front of the hand, the palm side. And today, I guess, just go over like little uh, different positions of how to draw the hand. do. Okay, where are we? All right, here we are. So, guess we'll just more or less uh, do like a, I don't know, like a free drawing session of like how I draw like the hand in different positions. So I guess usually like when you're first starting out, you'll, again, like I said before, just utilize your own hand for reference. So I guess for right now, just kind of like draw like a fist. So I got a fist right here. Fist for your faces. Just kidding. I'm not a violent person, I swear. Okay, so drawing this fist, like as you can see, like it's more or less like a ball shape. And just kind of like just going off what I can see here in my own hand. So like you'll see like I drew like a circle for the general shape of what I'm drawing here, and then I drew like these little lines for the wrist here. If you can follow along, and right now just kind of do this curve, and then just more or less just rough in everything else I see. Now it's good for like artists when you're first starting out to draw what you see, and then once you're able to just commit all that knowledge to memory, that's when you can start drawing what you know. So, like I said in some of my previous videos before, like when you're starting out, draw what you see before you can draw what you know. So once you're able to draw something faithfully, like in front of you, just get a good visual representation of it on paper, and you're able to repeat that over and over again for like other things in the world that you can draw, like either figure studies or like what's still life studies, just drawing like bowls of fruit. If you have bowls of fruit lying around, you know like that can be bowls of apples, bananas, oranges, maybe even Fruit Loops. Yeah, you can draw like a bowl of Fruit Loops or something. if you're if you can't afford like real fruit. Anyway, no, I'm being silly, but yeah, like drawing still life, you can draw like pretty much anything that you can like find around you. Like I don't know, here's a mouse. Uh, here's a bottle. Just being able to draw something like right in front of you, and just um, like I said, do like a faithful representation of it, like on paper, and just being able to repeat that over and over again, and upping your quality. Like you'll be able to commit a lot of like the things that you have seen to memory. So like I said earlier in earlier videos, like I used to fill just pages and pages with like hand studies of my own hand. And after doing that for so long and so doing it so many times, I'm just able to draw hands off the top of my head, and pretty, I guess, a detailed manner. But you know, like from time to time, I'll still utilize my hand for reference. Um, Most of the time, I don't, just because I'm just trying to power through like a drawing or commission. Like I when I'm working on tight deadlines, I usually give things like the E stamp of approval. a friggin' My friggin' tongue keeps tripping over itself when I try to talk. But yeah, the E stamp of approval, and what that is like E is when no, was it GE? Yeah, the GE stamp of approval for good enough. Yeah, GE. I don't know if you can see that there. Um, Shoot, I can barely see it. Like what I'm doing as I'm making this video is that I'm actually looking at the what I'm seeing on screen as I'm recording. I'm not even looking right down at my hands. I'm not looking at the physical paper. I'm looking at the monitor as I draw. Just because I found that when I'm like looking at what I'm drawing, sometimes the camera will like not focus on what I'm actually drawing, and it'll be just just wandering around somewhere else. Okay, so we drew a fist, so drawing like a different expression, maybe the whole peace sign thing. So for here, just take in like the general like shape of what you see, and just um, rough it out. So right here, I'm drawing like the rough shape of the palm. I'm going to go ahead and roughen the index finger, the middle finger. Just do these little shapes here for the ring finger and the pinky. Roughen the thumb. That's good practice to just as you're looking at what you're drawing, just just visualizing shapes, but also visualizing the what's the word, the like visualizing lines and curves in relation to how they're positioned. So if you look at my thumb here, like it kind of swooshes up this way, and then it follows this um, my ring finger as it's curled in this way. So just following that, I'll rough that in just to give myself like a little bit of a guideline to like show like the like a line of sometimes you call them like line of action or line of movement, just to express that fluidity in the what sometimes my words just fail me. uh I completely forgot what I was trying to say. uh the natural, I guess, falls in your hand as you make these gestures. So now that we have it roughed in, just gonna go in and just docking it in a little bit. Oh, I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm listening to gorillas in the background. Sunshine in a bag, I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on. Finally, someone let me out of my cage. Now, time for me is nothing, cause I'm counting no age. Now, I couldn't be theirs. Now, you shouldn't be scared. I'm good at repairs, and I'm under each snare. Intangible, bet you did. It's hard to follow along with that singing sometimes. You just gotta take a deep breath. Like you lit the fuse. You think it's fictional, mystical, maybe spiritual. Hero who appears in you to clear your view when you're too crazy. Lifeless to those, a definition for what life is. Priceless to you because I put you on the hype shit. You like it. Gun smoking righteous with one token. Psychic among no possess you with one go. Okay, so we put those little lines for the wrinkles there on the fingers. But you get the general idea. Did I say general? No. The general idea. Yeah. And yeah, that's good enough for now. And I guess I don't know what one more. I don't know. Do something dynamic. Yeah, maybe something like that. So, um, gonna take note of like some of the shapes that I see here. Like here, I see like a kind of like a triangle in here in the palm, and then this like arc here, and just noting where some of these arcs, this arc kind of like lines up with that here, and just taking like these mental images and just trying to like simplify the shapes and forms that I see here. So, like I said at the beginning, I just more or less see this kind of like triangular shape. You know, the general shape of the hand. And I'm going to go ahead and put that piece in there. Let me rough in the thumb. And the index finger. Now, if you've been following along with some of my previous hand tutorials, like I stated, like the joint in here, if you just feel around that area a little bit, like the knuckle is right here, and like the on the palm of the face, like it's on this padding of the palm here. So keeping that in mind, like you have that that knuckle right there, that first joint in your finger as it comes off of the hand. It's right in there. So I'm like putting in like a little detail right here on the back where that knuckle goes. Ugh. And in previous videos, I go over like some of the generalized measurements that you could test on yourself. Is that this part here of the finger is like pretty much the length of these two put together. and the fingernail here. At least for my hand, the fingernail just makes up like half of this portion of the tip of the finger. Like I know like some other people are different. Like they'll have different shaped hands or fingers, and different lengths of fingernails. Like I've seen fingernails where they're just like just really short or small. Like they're just like a little bit of a crescent moon shape right there on the bit of their tip of their fingernail, or finger, the tip of their finger. And it like kind of tripped me out a little bit, like just staring at this person's fingernails, like, wow, they're just so small. How's that possible? And just looking at my own fingernails, like, oh wow, my fingernails are long. Oh, and by the way, I went ahead and clipped my fingernails today. I didn't notice how long they got until I was about to get ready to just get to work on this video, and just like, oh wow, that's somewhat unsightly. Let me trim these talons down a little bit. I had no idea I had let them get to that length. Yeah. So hopefully a lot of you out there, if you're artists, like hoping that some of you are visual learners and that you're able to perhaps like learn something just by watching me doing what I'm doing here. Like I know sometimes that as I draw, I'll tend to space out and just focus on what it is that I'm sketching. But for those visual learners, I hope you are able to just catch on to what I'm doing here, and the whole like monkey see, monkey do aspect of learning just is able to assist you in these little art tutorials that I do. I hope you enjoy these videos that I make. And let's see, let me adjust this a little bit. Like sometimes I'll make adjustments, because like throughout this video my hand is just straining a little bit just by making this this pose, and just trying to be as still as possible. Like right now, the the outside of my my wrist and my arm is just really starting to stiffen up. Let's throw some shading in there for good measure. And we'll go ahead and make this like the last little hand study that we'll do for now, because we're coming up on that 20-minute mark. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to. If you don't, like, hey, I understand. And if you want to support more art videos like this and more artistic content from me, go ahead and check out my Patreon. And if you like what you see there, like go ahead and click that become a patron button. I also have a blog if you want to check out what else I've been doing, and like what's been going on in my crazy life. I'll leave that I'll leave all the links to that stuff in the description below. So go ahead and like click around, see the sites, leave a comment here and there. I don't know, but yeah, I hope you had a lot of fun. And I'm thinking about going down to the corner store real quick and maybe grab myself like a couple of tall boys, because tomorrow's Independence Day. It's 4th of July. Maybe I'll like get my celebration on a little bit early tonight, because I don't celebrate all that much nowadays. Mostly because I don't have many friends. Depressing. But I still have a roommate. He's pretty cool, and like most of the friends that I do have now are just like you people who have been willing to reach out to me and just like see how I'm doing, just checking up on me, because a lot of you relate with the struggle that I'm going through right now. And if those people who are unaware of like what I'm talking about, go ahead and check out that blog, and just read up on like what's been going on in my crazy freaking life. It's fucking nuts. Oh, sorry. Like sometimes I'll let the F-bomb slip, but it's I'm getting better. I'm getting a lot better. Like after getting out of prison, I was dropping F-bombs left and right. Like I couldn't stop, because you know it's like one of the things you pick up when you go through that negative environment, and it's just something that you have to take upon yourself to just break yourself off of, break yourself from. Because I'll say this, is that there's nothing correct about a correctional facility, and it's pretty nonsensical and just counterintuitive when they send people to prison to just fix them of these and a lot of cases they're just really minute or just trivial crimes, and you send people to prison for just little next to nothing most of the time, and there are a lot of people in there that just don't need to be in there, and when they come out of this environment they're just worse off for the experience. And it takes a lot of a lot of willpower and just a lot of I guess personal strength to just separate your mindset and your I guess break yourself of a lot of the habits that you pick up, because there are just a lot of bad people in there. But but it's weird because I got to meet a lot of interesting people. But yeah, it's just really an unnecessary burden that we place on not only like the people in there, but like the system itself is just so inundated with just these needless laws and just needlessly sweeping people in mass for trivial crimes. But anyway, maybe I should just save that for another rant and just like cut this video short. I was just going way off into a tangent there. But if you really want to check out, if you're new to all of this and you really want to check out what's been going on with my life, just go ahead and check out my blog and read up on what's been happening. And I try to make it as entertaining as possible by making some of the story, like conveying it in comic strips, but I just haven't been able to keep up with it all that much. But there are a lot of posts and letters and stuff that'll like get you up to date on what's been going on, and a lot of letters that just really, you can really sense my mindset of what I was going through while I was in there, and it was really it sucked. Anyway, just get off of that down note, and yeah, like if you're interested, check out the blog. If you want to support more art and like content and stuff like this, like subscribe, leave a like, become a Patreon patron, and what have you. And if there's anything you want me to, blah 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 blah. If there's anything that you want to see me draw or cover in my next How to Art, like go ahead and drop me a line. Just give me a suggestion or ask me a question or anything. I'm very approachable, despite my looks. I know I have a very gruff and mean-looking demeanor or exterior, but it's all just part of the curse of my face, I guess. It's all just perhaps a front to just more or less protect myself from just having to get to know people that I don't really want to know, or people who just don't really want to know me. I don't know. Either way. Anyway, just yeah, don't be shy. Just go ahead and like leave a comment or a suggestion or a request, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Anyway, this has been Johnston Blackhorse, the one and only, and I'll check you guys later. Cool? Cool.